Hey everybody. If you don't know me, my name is Martin Parise. I'm an indie author of award-winning, I love getting to say that, horror, fantasy, and science fiction. But that's not really what I'm here to talk to you about. So do me a favor. This video is going to take a couple minutes, but please stick with me. It's extremely important. Indie authors have a lot to say, and people need to hear this part of the message. I just want to give you a brief glimpse as to what it means to be an independent author, to be someone with stories that they really want to tell and work tirelessly against all odds to produce and put out there, knowing that they may never get any recognition from it whatsoever, much less a publishing contract. In case you didn't know, that's almost impossible to get picked up by a major publisher unless your book goes viral or something like that. But this is hard. Okay. Now I'm sure everyone goes, yeah, I know this is hard. You know, whatever. No. I just want to give you a glimpse. I write a novel, 70 to 100,000 words. Okay. Because I don't do this full time, because this doesn't pay my bills, that novel will take me anywhere from 7 to 28 weeks to write the first draft. That's 2 to 4 months. Then on top of that, the first draft, you reread it, you sit there and read the whole thing. You read your own book. You just wrote it. How long does it take you to read a novel? You read the whole thing and you rewrite as you go. So it takes 4 times as long versus just reading it. Then you read it again and do the same thing. Then you edit it and you edit it and you edit it. And that's not just hitting spell check on Microsoft Word or whatever program you're using. You read this book 2, 3, 4, 5 more times, looking for sentences that don't make sense, phrases that don't make sense, Oxford commas that are missing, and punctuation errors, grammar issues, or even lines in a voice that doesn't make sense, whatever it is. Then you probably run it through a program like ProWritingAid or AutoCrit or one of those guys. Then you go do the real editing, which oftentimes requires you to hire an editor if you can afford it. Most editors won't even look at your book until you tell them, yeah, I think this is my final version. I'm ready to publish. And then they tear it apart and you have to go back through it again. You finally get through all that, you need cover art. If you look at my books, you can tell cover art is something that I've never skimped on. Whether people want to admit it or not, they all judge books by their cover. If you've ever stood at a Comic-Con trying to sell your books, you know that. And as readers, you know that too, though you may not want to admit it. It's a fact. So we invest money there, and that gets expensive. I mean, that can get very expensive very quickly for one cover. Then we have to publish the book. Now, we can hire a publishing service to publish it to Kindle and everywhere else and get print versions and stuff like that to format all the files, and that does what? It costs money. Or if you have the technical know-how and the hours of time to sit there doing it, you do it yourself. Okay? Then you actually publish the book. And by the way, the whole time you're posting on social media, every single social media site, every day, just about, you're posting about what you're working on, what's upcoming, the release date, where you're going to be, what events you're doing. You're doing a book signing here, you're doing this, there, that. And after release, you're posting constantly about why people should read your book. You're posting people's early reviews and stuff like that. You're constantly working as a marketer on top of that. It's not enough that you wrote it, that you edited it. You got to market it. And then you do all this work to sell maybe a dozen books, which are probably to friends and family, unless you pay for marketing. Yeah, Facebook ads, BookBub ads, Amazon ads, reader new book release lists, all sorts of stuff. All of a sudden, you got a $2,000-3,000 marketing bill. And guess what? You sold 25 copies. We go through all this, all the while maintaining our day job, because this doesn't pay the bills. If we're lucky, if we're one of the ones that have really been at it and we've had some success, we're making a little bit of money off this. When I say a little bit of money, I mean not even a car payment's worth every month. Okay? The people that have excelled to the point where it really pays their bills and this is what they're doing, that's amazing. So this is what we do. We work 3 full-time jobs, our day job, the writer job, the marketer job, and everything else in between, all to produce these stories, all for you to go, I liked it, and put a 3-star rating on it. That crushes us. Because you go shopping for books on Amazon or wherever and you see it has a 3-star rating, you're probably not buying that book. You're scrolling by it. So before you give that indie author that rating, think about this. Whatever you would normally rate that book if it were a major mainstream trad author, bump it 1 star. Bump it a star. Get it up to 4. Okay? If you hated the book, you really just hated the book, you didn't like it, you DNF'd it, or it was just very mild, you would never read it again, you probably wouldn't recommend it to somebody, but you didn't hate it, just don't rate it at all. Just don't. Because those 1-star ratings will destroy the sales of a book. I personally was review bombed due to actions of somebody else about a year ago, and 5 of my novels got review bombed, dropping their ratings down into the 3s for something I had nothing to do with. And guess what? Those books only sell when I'm hand selling them at shows or meet and greets, signing, stuff like that. So that's it. I really appreciate you sticking with me. I know this was a long one, but this message needed to be heard. I had to get it off my chest, and I hope for a moment, if you're a reader, that struck a chord with you for just a moment, that you listened to what I had to say and what we go through as independent authors. And that's it. Thank you for listening.